Well, hello, this is Rochelle and welcome to my channel. Today we're getting into some art journaling again. I'm really enjoying this art journaling with the Roetz black and white printables for this month. The theme of the printables are increase my faith, and yes, we need all the increase in faith that we can get. So really just playing again in my Art by Marlene journal, and like I said before, this paper can just quickly be removed from the actual journal and you can work on it fully flat, and that makes things a lot easier. So I'm using my Goldfarber aqua pencils and I'm just very loosely, I'm like letting out all of my perfectionist rules, color in one direction, keeping the lines. I'm letting go of all of that. I'm just letting it go. And I've got some kind of pink and maroon and purple and blue colors here that sort of match one another to an extent, and just enjoying it. I do like using this Faber-Castell Trio sharpener just because it really is very gentle on my pencils, and if you are going to invest in a set of good pencils, it's important to invest in a good a good sharpener as well, because that obviously affects the longevity of your pencil. If you're going to be using a cheap sharpener, I wouldn't necessarily guarantee that your pencils will last very long. So when it comes to going over the two pages in the middle, I just kind of try and stick them together. I could do it with washi tape. I just wasn't getting it at that moment because I needed to just scribble. That's what I needed to do, and I did it. So yes, it does have some of the impression from the back side of this paper, but it's not a train smash. And then I'm grabbing a baby wipe, a wet wipe, and just going over with the wet of it to activate the aqua in this pencil. And when you find that your blending does not work out as smooth as you want, just find a clean spot on your wet wipe, because it generally means that your wet wipe is a bit saturated. This part I was very sorry about later because it kind of stained my white plastic surface here, but we'll deal with it when it comes to it. Have some coffee and carry on. I really love this background, so I'm excited to start working on the actual layout. And I'm using the pattern paper from this printable by Roetz, called Stand Firm, and it's these just loose leaves in the background, and I really want to incorporate it, and at first I wasn't sure how, but then I'm going to tear it into these two strips and then just put it on with gel medium. Now, why gel medium and not glue? I really wanted it to melt into the page. I didn't want there to be edges that you could see, or feel, or that it would kind of bubble up, anything like that. I wanted it to be stuck down to the page. Now I use gel medium whenever I want to do this. Not all gel mediums are created equal. No, I'm just kidding. My first option was the 13 Arts gel medium. It had gone dry a bit, so it was very rough to work with, so I just opted for the trusty faithful dollar gel medium to just stick it down, and I put a little bit over the surface and then on the back of the paper that I'm going to stick down, and just find it works very nicely. Now that would kind of offer a resist should I want to do more things there, but it's not my idea. It's just to get it really stuck down very well. So gel medium surface and back of the paper, stick it down bit by bit, and that way you avoid bubbles and all of that funky stuff. Just giving it a once over to make sure that it does melt into my page. Don't know if that makes any sense, but it makes a lot of sense to me. So there's my background kind of done. Next up, I am going to be doing some stamping, but first I'll cut off these edges after I just make sure that I enjoy the way the placement of this layers or this these flowers are going to be. Don't like that piece of white, so I'm just cutting it out using a self-healing cutting mat and a craft knife. I've cut off the edges from these stuck down strips in the middle and checking that I'm happy with where to put the flowers and what to use. So no, I'll put that on that side. There we go. So next up, gonna just continue with the background. And for this, I'm choosing a script stamp, and this is from Kaiser Craft. I don't know where to find the stamp anymore, and you'll see that both my Kaiser Craft stamps are kind of cut in the middle because we shared, a friend of mine and myself. The stamps survive, and I have all I need. I just really need a little piece of it. I'm using Brilliance ink for this part, and I've got like a doringdraad. What's doringdraad in English? Mesh, I suppose. I don't know. Stamp set here. It's not quite honeycomb. It's the like a fence. Anyways, so just stamping that in white. I'm going to be using the Roetz white alphas for this one, and just finding all of the letters that I need to do so, which I'm going to put on fast forward because you really don't need to see me do that. So once I have all my letters ready, I'm now ready to start sticking things down, and just using Tombow glue to put on the back of all of these little elements, making sure that they're stuck down pretty well. You could use a Pritt glue stick. Your art journal obviously is not, I don't know, doesn't have to be something that you need to last forever and ever. It's just you need to stick them down, so stick them down. I particularly love my Tombow glue because of this fine tip, so I can get glue onto those finicky little details, and that makes it quick and easy. So once it all stuck down, I need to put all of these alphas back into its pocket, and I do drop them all the time, all over the show. So yes, there's that. I want to take a black pencil and just outline my words to make them pop a little bit. And I'm using the aqua pencils again, and you'll see in a minute just why. I'm going to activate that watercolor, and it gives a neater outline than should you take watercolor straight to the background and kind of just try and create a shadow or a background or a pop outline, not background, outline. So there's that. I'm also using the Faber-Castell graphic art pens or art brush, graphic art brush, which is an aqua brush. It has water in its belly and a self-release valve, so it releases the water at the right rate, etc., and it just gives you that perfect watercolor feel. Splitting my verse into a few so that I can have it kind of cascade on this page, and sticking that down. The verse is in 1 Corinthians 16 verse 10, and it says to be strong, to stand firm, to be courageous. And we all need a little bit of courage, especially in times like these. I so enjoyed this layout. I love how it came out. I think it's just, the colors are gorgeous, and even if I must say so myself, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.